Hi everybody, going to give you some quick tips on how to use behavior profiling to keep you and yours around you safe, especially leading up to the holiday season with all the recent attacks in the news. One of the first parts of behavior profiling is establishing a baseline. Everything in the world has a baseline. A person, a place, a thing, a scenario, a venue, a situation, everything has a baseline. And all a baseline is simply what is the norm, what should be, okay? A quick exercise you can do is stop by any Starbucks and sit down and try to figure out the baseline in the Starbucks. Get a pad of note, a legal pad, and start writing down everything that is happening in that Starbucks, okay? And you can take that when you're done writing, when you've exhausted all the activities you're seeing, the baristas selling coffee, people standing in line, people on their computer. When you've exhausted all that, you could probably take that baseline you built for that Starbucks and walk around 80-90% of the Starbucks all over the world, and that baseline should match relatively. So it's a good exercise you can do. And you don't establish baselines right when you get there. You can start establishing baselines before you ever get into a situation. Say, for instance, you say, hey, I want to figure out a baseline for my kid's school or a certain venue or party. You can already start thinking about it. You've been to the school before, you've been to parties before, you've been to certain areas before. You already have a rough baseline of what that should be. So as you're going to that venue or that situation, you're playing through those things in your head. Okay, what did I see last time? What seemed to be normal last time? So now you're taking a template you're building before you ever get to that area. And then once you get to that area, you can take what you already thought about in your head and put it up against what you're seeing if it matches. Okay, yeah, I'm seeing that. That's what I saw last time. That's what I saw last time. Okay, they're matching up. Okay, I didn't get that, but that appears to be part of the norm. I forgot that does happen. So that's a cool and easy, quick tip you can use to establish baselines no matter where you're going. People have baselines. You can do a little sustained observation on people, figure out what their baseline is. Do they talk with volume? Are they a quiet person? Are they reserved? Are they not reserved? Okay, you're always establishing baselines. Okay, but baselines aren't stagnant. They don't stay where they're at for a long time. You have to continuously reestablish a baseline and make sure what you observed before is still the baseline at that point, okay? It's not just one stagnant thing that stays the same all the time. It can change from day to day or week to week or season to season, okay? The importance of establishing a baseline can't be overstated, because without a baseline, you can't look for or hunt for the anomalies. That's what we're looking for. Okay, an anomaly is a deviation from that baseline, something that does not fit that baseline, okay? If you walk into a Starbucks, people are standing in line waiting to pay for their coffee. You look behind the counter and you notice there's no baristas back there. That's a problem. That's definitely an anomaly. There should be something back there. What does that mean? We're not sure at this point. All we know is it's a deviation from the baseline. But you can never find these anomalies or observe for these anomalies if you haven't established that baseline first, okay? And when it comes to anomalies, there are also a couple different types of anomalies to search for. The more overt ones are anomalies that are something that fall above your baseline, something that has been added to that baseline that doesn't fit, okay? You walk back into that Starbucks, everybody's standing in line waiting to get their coffee, and you have a bunch of people in the back dressed up as clown characters, and it's not Halloween. That's a problem. That's an anomaly that doesn't need to be there or should not be there. So now you can focus your attention on that. But on the flip side of it is an anomaly that falls under your baseline, something that is not there that should be there, okay? These are a lot more harder to see. When I was in country doing my deployments in Iraq as a Marine, if I drove into a city and I knew this village did not like Americans, did not like our Marine presence there, and they're giving me all the indicators of that, the dirty looks, the handgun, maybe showing their slippers to us, whatever it may have been. After I see that 3 or 4 different occasions, guess what? The baseline of that area is, hey, they don't like me here. Those are the rules that everyone's playing by, okay? And I understand that baseline. So the one day I'd roll into an area and everyone's doing exactly what they're supposed to, playing by the rules, showing me that they don't like our presence there, and we'd have one guy in the back of the crowd smiling and waving at us. That's a problem. He's an anomaly. That's where I stop my vehicle and go, hey, man, what's your problem? Why are you not playing by the rules, okay? So you can establish these baselines and hunt for these anomalies. 99% of the time, you're going to get those baseline behaviors, but every once in a while, you're going to see these anomalies pop up, okay? Things that shouldn't be there and things that should be that are not there, okay? And again, not to say all anomalies are like a threat anomaly that you need to react to immediately. Some are, yes, but some anomalies are just more information. They're not necessarily need to be acted on at that point. They're just more information to focus your observation. What you don't want to build is someone who walks outside because all the attacks you're seeing on the news, who's walking around scared of everything, afraid someone's going to come out of this bush or that bush, or someone's going to start shooting, okay? You never want to fall into that paranoia. But if you use these simple tips to start off with, you can start kind of sifting through who's doing what, who's playing by the rules here. And this doesn't cost anything, it doesn't weigh anything. It's not another whiz-bang gear you have to lug around with you. You can use this mindset anywhere you go, all day, every day. And it's a fairly simple concept to not only figure out yourself, but explain to your family and friends. You know, always establish a baseline, reestablish a baseline, and then hunt for those anomalies. Things that are there that shouldn't be there, and things that are not there that should be there, okay? If you like this video, we're going to do a few more. I'm going to do a series of these, sort of breaking down some of these concepts for you. If you're watching this on Instagram, go ahead and check out the Facebook page, because I have the full version on there. Obviously, Instagram only has a minute. And if you thought this was important, please hit the like button so I can get more of these out. All right, thanks guys for watching. See you next time.